Look at a great example of Christian Woods. He was a high school superstar. A lot of people thought he'd go high in the draft, be a lottery pick, and then now he's getting his opportunity to do it at the highest level. So that's the best thing about this G League, getting the opportunity to show all the GMs what you can really do.
Delaware wins the tap, and we are underway here from Mandalay Bay. First of 4 days of the Winter Showcase. Got Sibley Scholes on his sideline reporting duties for us as well. Charlie Brown Jr., he has some NBA experience, not there. And the powerful Foster finishing through physicality.
And that's what he brings. That's how he puts an impact on the game. You know, he's physical, he's strong, he's undersized, but he still has that athleticism to play above the rim and to play through contact.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's 6'8", 250. If he was 6'11", he probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah, he definitely wouldn't be there, but the game has evolved. The game has changed. You mentioned him working on his jumper and trying to better that. If you get that jumper, that three-point shot, that mid-range locked in, he'll have opportunity to get up there.
Some good early returns for Foster with that jumper. Last year, 23% from three with Ignite. He's got it up to 30% now. You'd like to see that go up to the mid-30s or so for him.
Yeah. And in the league, you know, being a 35 to 38, you know, that's a pretty good shooter right there. 38, I'll take that all day. I think I was 36. That should have been a little bit higher, but, you know, those early days of player development when I couldn't shoot the ball. So if you put the work and the time in, the results, they come.
Darrell, I just checked Basketball Reference, 36.5. We round that up to 37 on NBA TV.
There we go, 37. I'll take that, odd number 2.
Skylar Mays to Charlie Brown Jr. Shoots that thing by his ear, but it works for him.
Yeah, kind of like an old school shot right there, but hey, if it goes in, more power to you.
He's played with the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Dallas Mavericks, the Atlanta Hawks. 3 years of NBA experience for him. Alize Johnson played a little bit with San Antonio this year. Wesley working on that jumper, didn't get that one to go.
Yeah, nice little hezzy in the corner in tight space to create I think a lost start in the game, the mid-range.
Skylar Mays is short, former Atlanta Hawk. 2 years with the ATLians. Shondae Brown Jr. on the drive, and he gets fouled.
Yeah, nice drive to the basket, utilizing his strength, trying to play through contact, getting himself to at the free throw line.
So back when you were with the Florida Flame of the G League on assignment for a couple of weeks, they didn't have this rule you're about to see right now. 1 free throw for 2 points. What do you think of this rule?
Love it. Pace, speed of the game. Get back to the action. We don't need to see 2 free throws. Then you put the pressure on guys to make free throws. And then down the stretch, you know, you're able to make tough shots because, you know, throughout the game, you're only shooting 1 free throw for 2 points.
That rule changes in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter to the normal free throw rule. Just a bully on the block.
Bully.
But he didn't make it.
Yeah, he was a little off balance on that, but I love his bully ball mentality.
Inside, Dom Barlow missing on the 2-way contract with San Antonio. It will stay on this side of the floor.
Yeah, great drop off right there, but right there you want to see a big fella go up. You know, he's in a dunker spot. He got behind the defense. Point guard did a great job of getting the big engaged. He dropped it off to him. You wanted to see him go over the top next time.
Brown with the block on Brown. No relation. Champagny getting fouled going up. So, Darrell, I've talked with some people with NBA stats. They say this free throw rule saves 5 minutes and 52 seconds on average in a game.
Hey, time is money, right?
Yep. Exactly.
So, saving time, I love it. It just keeps the pace of the game going and flowing. And that's the beauty of having the G League, trying new things. And, you know, eventually you might see that in the league. So, it's pretty cool to get to experiment with different rules and kind of try to speed and get the gameplay going.
Do you remember any experimental rules from your 2 weeks in the G League?
Nah, no rules.
Okay. Because they tinkered with a few over the decades.
Yeah, but, you know, it's been cool. I know they get positive feedback, and, you know, if it worked and if it's a success, they kind of roll with it.
Nice runner there from Blake Wesley, kissing it off the window as Saban Lee gets blocked by Wesley, and it will remain with Delaware.
I'm loving the pace of the game. You guys are going at it. Everybody's attacking the basket. right there. A nice little floater off the glass. That's talent right there to be able to make a tough shot like that.
It is 1 year in Notre Dame for Wesley, who has it right now, taking 25th overall with the nice reverse.
Yeah, I can see why he's one of the top scorers, man. He's fast, he's quick, he can finish in different ways. We saw the floater off the glass last time. Right there, the inside reverse layup with a little jelly. That was nice.
Yeah, he's a smooth operator out there. Skylar May's got some sauce to his game as well, but missed that one. Clear out the side for Alize Johnson, who's really improved that three up to 41% from downtown this year with Austin.
But Wesley was a floor general right there. What created that open shot was him telling the guy on the wing to cut through. That drug the man in the corner in to help, and then you seen the open three in the corner. All net. So that was a great floor general right there. And that's what your team, when you're on assignment, they want to see that. The Spurs, they want to see that. Making an extra pass, being a floor general, telling guys what to do, especially when you're at the point guard position.
Number 4, Jordan Murphy in for the Spurs.
Especially as a rookie, number 25 pick. You got Keldon Johnson there in San Antonio. You're not always going to be asked to score 20 points a game.
Yeah, and I think a lot of young fellas get that messed up and a little twisted. We need energy. We need effort. We need defensive stops, deflection, steals, and then get off transition. And then when that extra pass comes, shoot with confidence. A lot of people think you want to get minutes, you got to score. No, we got people that can score. You got to wait your turn, and then when you get that opportunity, then that's when you seize the moment.
Brown slingshot and another three home. His second triple of the game after a gold wire layup in transition.
Yeah, another three around the perimeter. His shot hadn't touched the rim, not one time yet.
Gets the steal. Behind the back for Champagny.
Yeah, got a little flashy right there. I see you, Charlie Brown. It's Charlie Brown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the name.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown Jr. A good player. Alize Johnson. He was looking for a gold wire in the corner. It gets to Murphy instead, and he'll shoot a two-point free throw.
Yeah, right here playing the passing lane. See, he has some friends coming with him. Nice little drop off behind the back. And then two hands for safety. I like that 55. That's my little bro number.
Yeah, DeLon with the Washington Wizards. He played in the G League as well, a little bit on assignment. What were your conversations like with DeLon as he was getting ready to get assigned from Toronto to Raptors 905 with the experience you had being an assignment player?
You know what the number one thing, when Pat Riley sent me down for 2 weeks, me and Earl Barron to the Florida Flames, he said you can look at this two ways. You can look at it as a demotion, or you can look at this as an opportunity to get valuable minutes and show us what you got and what you've been working on. So that's kind of the same thing, I told DeLon. DeLon has a lot of recycled bars that I got from my vets. So I just told him, don't look at this as a demotion. You look at this as an opportunity to show why you belong.
Does he question where you get it from?
Nope. He know it comes from a reliable source.
By the way, Brown hit his third three, and here's former Golden State Warrior and Toronto Raptor Patrick McCaw in the game.
Wow, I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah.
What the fro?
I'm not sure if Charlie Brown Jr. is going to miss today, Darrell.
This might be Charlie Brown's last game here. He's trying to get to the big boys.
4 threes in the first quarter for Charlie Brown Jr.
Hey guys, Sidley Scholes here. Welcome back to Las Vegas for the G League Showcase. As you can see, the game is going on behind me. One of the big stories right now is coming from the Austin Spurs. Of course, we're talking about Blake Wesley. He makes his return to the court this past Friday against Mexico City, clocking in 20 minutes on the court. He is here now, and after being out a little over a month and a half with a grade 3 MCL sprain on his left knee, he is here, and our eyes are on him. As of now, we can see the rookie first-round pick head back to the San Antonio Spurs sometime at the end of this week. So back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Sibley. Good stuff as Goldwire misses his own tap. On the follow, he's the first ever one-and-done guy from Notre Dame. Kind of shocked me when I read that.
Yeah. Notre Dame's had some great players. Shout out to the legend Chris Quinn, who I played with in Miami.
Yeah.
Notre Dame legend.
Probably a future NBA head coach, Chris.
Oh, for sure. When anybody's in that Miami Heat organization, you're there for a reason. Eric Spoelstra brought him under his wing. You know, as a player, he worked with him closely, so I'm not surprised at all that he's on that coaching staff, and definitely he'll be a head coach coming soon.
Shondi Brown Jr., former LA Laker and Atlanta Hawk, missing from distance. Saban Lee, crafty guard. Yeah, McCaw stepped in the backcourt.
But I love the pace of the game. I love how they're getting up and down. They're moving the basketball, executing plays, and then the defense being scrappy, getting extra possessions, getting deflections. That's what it's all about.
Just saw Petar Bozic, the head coach for the Austin Spurs in his second year. Kobe Carl, the son of George Carl, the head coach of the Delaware Bluecoats, led them to the Showcase Cup title last year. His players winning 100 GER here at the Showcase Cup and lost in the G League Finals.
DNA, you love it. You see a lot of now brothers in the league. You see a lot of father-sons in the league. So to see Kobe Carl on the sideline like how his father was, who was a legend, one of the best coaches out there as well. So good to see him being out here paving it forward for the next generation.
Tom Kuzi with a nice drive and finish. Professional rookie. Justin Smith, and he traveled.
And that's something they've been cleaning up. A lot of travel. We've been seeing it across the league as well. Guys got to get back to the fundamentals and just be aware of picking up that foot before you make any type of movement.
Well, Darrell, you cover the Golden State Warriors, so you've probably seen a few more travels than most NBA commentators.
For sure. They definitely cracking down on that, the carries. So, you know, anything that's going to make our game better, I'm all for it.
Shondi Brown Jr. making a quick decision and getting fouled. Well, you mentioned pace, Darrell, and Delaware leads the G League in pace. They have more than 109 possessions per 48 minutes.
Wow.
So they get up and down.
Yeah, and you got to be in tip-top shape to get up and down. Everybody wants to play fast, but one, you got to have the personnel, and two, you got to be in the best shape to play fast. So tells a lot the type of work they're putting in the offseason to play at that tempo.
Shondi Brown Jr. hits the two-point free throw. Saban Lee short on the three. Something he needs to work on at 27%. Posting up Alize Johnson on the mouse in the house. Mac McClung. Jalen Attaway a three.
Great pass out the post. Great look. They sent the double. He found the open man. And one.
That's Alize Johnson inside.
Love the interior passing, man. Big to big. Right in front of the rim. Extra possessions. That drives the coach crazy, giving up those offensive rebounds. Usually, most teams, good teams, they find threes out of offensive rebounds. But to see that big to big pass right there for the end one was nice.
Johnson, a 73% foul shooter, represented Team USA in the most recent World Cup qualifying window, where the Americans went 1-1. It's a cool thing that USA Basketball has with the G League. They use G League players for World Cup and America Cup qualifiers. McCaw for three.
Nice. Any chance you get to represent your country, to go play at a high level, man, it's amazing. And, USA Basketball giving these fellas the opportunity to go out there and represent the country is amazing, too.
Yes, it is. Johnson on McCaw, really good defender. Oh, nice pass to Murphy.
Great pass. Playing with great poise, great tempo. He knows he has a smaller matchup, so he knows I got to look for the double. They're going to come at some point, and then get in that dunker area where a lot of big fellas eat. Yep. We seen JaVale McGee eat with the Golden State Warriors playing in that dunker area.
Jordan Murphy shoots 1 for 2.
Send Murphy to the line. He's a San Antonio native.
Okay.
Playing for San Antonio's G League team.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Family close, love it.
Saban Lee on the drive, doesn't get it to go. Johnson somehow kept control.
Okay, big fella.
Coast to coast.
It looked like he almost was in some trouble, but he figured it out.
Alize Johnson with 8 points, 5 threes for Delaware, Darrell.
Man, Charlie Brown has got active in that first quarter. Going 4 for 4 from 3, taking quality shots with the old school shot right there. Love to see it.
And they're now 6 for 8 from downtown after Champagny just hit the three.
He must have heard us talking about those threes. And I haven't seen one of these shots hit the rim yet.
Yeah, they've been nothing but net.
Yes, sir.
Murphy.
Great pass.
Finds the cutter, but Smith with the block.
Yeah, great recovery right there. He thought he had an open dunk. Came out of nowhere with a block. That was a nice block.
Skylar Mays a wide open three. That doesn't drop.
Good look, though. Oh, nice. Great pass.
Oh, a really good distributor. And he finds Jalen Attaway.
And that's what we talk about, running in transition and converting those 2-on-1s, 1-on-2s.
McClung on the tape. A couple of games in the NBA last year, one with Chicago, one with the Lakers. Was the G League Rookie of the Year last season.
Hey, he's a big-time athlete. This is my first time ever seeing him in person. Been a treat because one thing I know, he used to go viral all the time with his crazy dunk. So I want to see a little bit of something, Mac.
Yeah, he was a mixtape legend in high school.
For sure. Viral.
Smith on the drive, putting his head down.
That's a tough finish right there for him to fake that handoff to Mac and go downhill, throw up a little hook shot. That was nice.
McClung with steal.
And great pace right there. That's what you want to see out of your point guard. You don't really have nothing. Bring that thing out. Don't force anything. Bring it out. Let's get our team in something.
Champagny strong on the three. Paul the rebound. Murphy hands it off for Johnson. He's hit 1-3, and he shuffles the puppies there.
Nice little hook pass over the neck for the two, and two hands for safety. Always two hands for safety.
Always two hands.
Always two hands for safety. But that was a nice drop off. Make sure the big was engaged. He had him. He got behind the defense. Nice little hook pass over the shoulder.
Nice spin move. Skylar Mays getting fouled.
Yeah, that was an aggressive move. You like to see that.
Spurs foul on number 8, Greg Malinowski.
Foul goes on Greg Malinowski, who just checked in.
First team foul inside 2 minutes.
And here's Skylar Mays with a 2-point free throw. 61 games for the Hawks over the last 2 years on a two-way contract. After 4 years as a Bayou Bengal at LSU.
Nice. But I love the fact that the G League is expanding. You know, the salaries are going up. A lot of guys are getting the opportunity to stay in the States. You know, I had an opportunity to play in Europe my last few years of my career. Great experience, but I would much rather be at home. So for these guys to try to figure out, try to make it to the league these next few years, it's an amazing opportunity that the NBA has created this league to keep our players, you know, close to home and give them an opportunity to get called up.
Kuzi, the nice bank shot. And yeah, you were the VTB United Sixth Man of the Year.
Yes, sir. That's a nice floater. But right there, how he was able to get that floater is from that last play when he dropped it off. Same kind of probe and then behind the back pass.
Catch and shoot. Corner three for McCaw. He spins it in.
Okay, Patrick McCaw extending his game. You know, he was one of those guys in Golden State in the league. You know, he'd get to the basket with ease. To see him extend his game to the three-point line is pretty impressive.
Yeah, was not known as a three-point shooter during his 2 seasons with the Warriors. Had that really hard fall, bruised his spine towards the end of his second season in a game in Sacramento. Kind of took him off track a little bit.
Yeah.
Did win a championship the next year with the Toronto Raptors, so he had 3 NBA titles in his first 3 seasons.
How crazy was that?
Yeah.
If I'm any GM around the league at that time, I'm getting him on my team.
Yeah,
He's a good luck. He's bringing some type of luck around.
Sign Patrick McCaw, win a championship.
Win a championship.
Yeah, but to your point earlier you were making, Darrell, just the G League has really grown kind of leaps and bounds since when you played in there in 2006.
Yes, man. You know, in 2006, going down to Fort Myers, playing for the Florida Flames, just down there with some D-League vets that had been there. And, you know, at that time, it was still, kind of like the salaries wasn't as much. Oh, nice take. And those guys were just grinding. So just to see where it was then to where it is now, and giving these guys the platform and the opportunity to get calls up, like we see this all the time. All the G League ties with guys that's in the NBA making an impact right now. So this has been a great league for our players.
And Chris Paul even last year thanking G League players for kind of filling in when there were all the COVID issues in the NBA. Around this time last year, the G League players helping to keep the NBA season on track. So that'll do it for the first quarter, and it's a great first quarter for the Delaware Bluecoats. One store, every team. Visit GLeagueStore.com to shop for your favorite NBA G League team's gear so you can rep them this season. Start of the second quarter between Austin and Delaware. It's the Bluecoats with a 7-point lead, and a pick of the pocket of Wesley. Comes Delaware in transition.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job since that timeout Coach Carl called. And they came out, they hit a three, and they've been playing some great basketball since.
Foster ripping away the offensive rebound.
Now, he's going to bring that energy all the time.
What stood out to you from his first season with G League Ignite?
Just his activity. And then, me having relationships with Pooh Jeter, Jason Hart, all those guys, Brian Shaw, Chris Farr, that was, part of G League Ignite, just his work ethic. Him going in there trying to be the best he could. It was a new situation. It's kind of like going from another big shot by Pat, but it was, just a different situation for these. It's like going to high school to the league. So him just taking that on, playing against grown men every single day, trying to get better, and willing to, expand this game and develop that three-point shot.
McCaw, speaking of threes, just hit his third three of the game. He's at 39% from three this year, so a very good number.
Oh, yeah.
Mays on the head fake, the scoop, and the foul.
A lost art. That was my go-to move. I'm pump faking all the time. Somebody's going to jump.
After 11 years, you still got people to bite on that pump
man. It used to be hilarious because when I checked in the game, it was shooter. That was the first thing coach would say, shooter. And then the second thing was stay down on the shot fake. But I used to go pick on people. I knew for sure I was going to get somebody with the shot clock going down. And after I made one.
Okay, yeah.
The best times to use that pump fake.
Like clockwork. A lead up to 12 for Delaware. Knocked away by Mays. Lobbing it up for McCaw. Comes down with it.
Smart play.
Try to throw it behind the back of Barlow.
Yeah, that was a smart play right there. It was a tough lob to catch, just to come down with it, secure the ball instead of, throwing it up there or turning the basketball over.
Mays will get it into Mac McClung. Two to shoot, and Shambi Brown, tough foul to pick up there.
Yeah, that's a tough one with 1.5 left on the clock. You want to finish that possession. You want to play without fouling. Try to force him to a tough shot and want to secure the rebound, but right there it's a tough one. Now you give him a new 14.
So more time to work with now for McClung, running the pick and roll, sends it to Brown. Just look inside. Good spin move, Foster.
That is a grown man move right there. I would not want to be down there battling with that guy.
He's still a teenager, turns 20 in about 4 weeks.
Wow.
Pull up for Wesley, no good.
Great defense.
Mays on the run. McClung, and one.
You talked about pace. They're the #1 team in the G League in pace, and you could tell they're making those misses, those rebounds. They're turning those into points.
National TV schedule tomorrow night on ESPN2. It's G League Ignite against the Motor City Cruise. 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific, and then tomorrow afternoon on NBA TV, the Santa Cruz Warriors against the Fort Wayne Mad Ants at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. For more on these games, please go to NBAGleague.com or visit the G League app.
Some high-level basketball all week, man. I'm so happy to be here and be a part of this. See the next generation. See who's going to get those call-ups and say, hey, I remember him.
Yeah, there's been
I remember Charlie Brown knocking them threes down, 4 for 4 in the first quarter.
And one take. No, they call it on the floor. But yeah, you mentioned a lot of talent has come through this league in recent years. Pascal Siakam was the G League Finals MVP back in 2017. Rudy Gobert's played in the G League. Chris Middleton's played in the G League. Jordan Poole really honed his craft in the G League. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah, to have the opportunity to go down, in your first few years to get those reps in. Live game reps. We know the NBA has changed. It's evolved. It's all about analytics. It's all about taking care of your body. So, you don't practice as much. So you get the opportunity to come down, practice with the G League team, get some live game reps. Nice finish right there. So I think teams are doing a great job of utilizing the G League.
And a bunch of one-to-one affiliations, which is different as we see the and one here from Skylar Mays. A nice take. But when you were assigned to the Florida Flame, yeah, Miami had kind of a deal with them, but there were other teams that could send players to the Florida Flame. How much would it have helped kind of a development for you to have kind of that one-to-one affiliation where you're working with Heat staffers essentially with your G League team?
Yeah, it'll help transition everything. You know what I mean? You go down there, you're doing the plays that you're going to run, the same terminology. So you're not too confused when you get back up there with the big boys. So I love the fact that most of the teams now in the NBA, I don't know what the number is now. I know majority of the teams have their own team, but I think that's a great thing because now when I come down here and practice and play, I'm talking the same language I would be doing with the team, that's sitting me down.
28 of the 30 NBA teams have a one-to-one affiliation with a G League team. We're just waiting on the Portland Trail Blazers, who used to have a G League team, and the Phoenix Suns, who also used to have a G League team.
Nice.
So hopefully that number will get to 30 for 30 soon and make it a 32-team G League with Mexico City and Ignite.
Yeah, and it gives more guys opportunities, too.
Exactly.
We talked about guys going to Europe. That was a nice big drop-off right there. Give more guys opportunity to, showcase their abilities and their talent as well.
McClung, crossover, spinning, missing.
But I love it. He was aggressive. He got into the paint. He played off 2 feet. He used his pivot and got a nice floater off.
All pinballing around. McClung in transition for Mays for the flush. 2 hands for safety, I heard someone say. 2 hands for safety. Hey, 2 hands for safety, but great play right there by Mac. Coming down, getting the assist, running the floor, and rewarding his backcourt mate. Wesley, he played 20 minutes in his first G League game on Friday with a nice take there.
And right here, Mac being a floor general, nice little shovel pass to his backcourt mate, and Mays, 2 hands for safety.
It's the 5th assist already for Mac McClung.
And that's one of the things. We talked about guys coming up to the big boys and how can they fit in, doing things that sometimes don't show up in the stat sheet. Getting guys involved. It's not all about scoring. You got to do the little things to help a team win. And that's what these scouts, these GMs, these front office execs, that's what they want to see.
Saban Lee had the switch for a moment. Wesley staying down, forcing a tough shot. Here comes Blake down Broadway, draws the foul. Hard to the hole there for Blake Wesley.
Blake Wesley is downhill every time you get an opportunity. Putting that pressure on the defense. You better get back or I'm going to get to the basket and take off.
The scouting report on him is that, you look at his very quick first step, his lateral mobility, is that he could be an elite 2-way player.
Yeah, he definitely can. For a guy that was one and done, still haven't got a lot of game experience, especially at the highest level. So him being down here, getting some games, recovering from his injury, He's definitely going to be one of those guys that could fit in with that young core in San Antonio.
Sibley Scholes, our sideline reporter, told us about the 6 weeks he missed with that grade 3 MCL sprain. He had played in 2 games with San Antonio, and then kind of right around Halloween, knocked knees with Jaden McDaniels of Minnesota. There's the 3 going in for Julian Champagnie.
One thing I can tell you, getting a knee to the quad are some of the worst injuries in basketball.
Does not feel good.
At all.
Goldwire finishing through physicality.
Yeah, nice finish right there. Staying aggressive, playing off 2 feet. I love seeing guys play off 2 feet. Jalen Brunson is one of the guys in the league that does it better than anybody. Playing off 2 feet, using his pivots. Right here, you see him probing, play off 2 feet, step through, and one. Tough shot.
You mentioned Jalen Brunson. That's the Villanova calling card, right?
Yes,
playing
sir.
Off 2 feet.
Yeah.
23, Ronnie Peterson for the Blue Coats.
Goldwire did not go to Villanova. He went to Duke and then Oklahoma.
Goldwire shoots 1.
His high school teammates in Georgia with B.J. Boston.
Okay.
Now with the L.A. Clippers. Free throw, knocked out of play. Off. Austin. Well, it's a 15-point game. Delaware's had a double-digit lead most of the second quarter, but Darrell, you've seen enough of these games. 15 points is nothing in the G League.
Nothing, especially with the 3-ball. Everybody shoots that 3-ball so well now where you're never out of the games. We saw that for years with the Golden State Warriors. They can erase any type of lead.
Whoa.
That is tough. And I see him, talking to the refs, 1 and 1. That was great defense. He went up, verticality. Didn't bring his hands down.
That was correctly called.
Yeah.
And Pat McCaw, his 4th 3 of the game.
And all of them coming from the left side.
Yeah.
He must like that side over there. That was one of my favorite sides, the left side.
That's actually the funny thing, because I was looking at his shot chart. He's 13 to 27 on right side threes this year, and you see that. I mean, Champagnie stayed straight up.
If that was me, I would have had to get up and flex a little bit. Show my strength, show my muscle. I saw that, a little flex.
One time.
But he wanted that and one. Yeah. I feel him, though. After watching that replay, it might have been an and one.
But funny you mentioned about where McCaw's making threes, because he's 6 of 22 on left side threes this season coming in. He was 13 to 27, about 48% on right side threes. So he's kind of correcting the equation here.
Hey, he understands the job. It's a bunch of NBA scouts and GMs here. He got to show the improvement. I've been working on my game.
Another 3 for Delaware. This one provided by Julian Champagnie. Is 11 for 17 as a team from downtown good?
That's amazing. I'd take that any day. But they're showing the ability to guard at a high level on one end and then have a high-octane offense on the other end. You mentioned how they're the #1 team in pace in the G League, and I can tell. And they look like they're in better shape as well, because they're all over the place.
65% from downtown. Brown just a little short. Johnson active on the glass, puts it home.
He is down there working. He is getting busy. I see you, Alizé.
12 points and 8 rebounds. His first offensive rebound of the game.
And that's what it's all about, making an impact. Make an impact in the game. Try to help your team get a win.
Justin Smith, strong takeover left shoulder, but put it strong. Thought about the 3.
He thought about it. So that's a vet move. Let me get it to my point guard, get a quality shot.
Brown, a very good shooter, missing that one. McCaw looking, finding Champagnie on the trail triple.
That looked good. And right there, what I'm looking at, every time they're in transition, Delaware is running with space. Nobody's running on top of each other. Guys are getting to their spots. And then once they get the ball, they're shooting confidence.
Barlow in the mid-range. He played at Overtime Elite last year, and Darrell, there's just a lot of pathways to the NBA now, through the NBA Academy, Ignite, of course, NCAA. You can play overseas like Victor Wembanyama in France. Ignite and Overtime Elite now.
Yeah, it's all about finding what's going to work for you. Everything isn't for everybody, so I know it's a lot of different avenues out there now for guys to get to the top, and I'm all for it. I did a prep year, and that was the best thing for me at that time. Oh, man.
McCaw from the right side this time.
McCaw might not be here tomorrow. He's playing some good basketball right now. He's shooting that ball. We already know he's that good luck charm, you know.
Yeah.
The odds are looking real good when he's on your team.
Exactly. Yes.
Put him on notice, baby.
17 points, 2 games ago. Sets up Justin Smith with the power flush.
And that right there is being a good teammate. You having a great night from 3. You could easily go for 30, but giving your big fella an easy 2 and look out for him too. That's pretty cool.
Nice cut by Shawnee Brown Jr. Bucket of the bump.
Yeah, nice little and one. Right here, another 2-hand. Everybody must be. They're trying to break that rim down there. That's about the 5th dunk I've seen.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get a one-handed dunk.
Yeah, maybe. Somebody take off from around the free throw line. I see Mac going in there for like a little windmill.
Yeah. All right,
One-hand windmill.
If it's 2 hands for safety, is it 1 hand for danger? Or?
For sure.
Shawnee Brown Jr. shoots 1.
Brown swishing the freebie, completing the 3-point play. Should also note that when this game gets to the 4th quarter, we'll have a target score. Elam ending, you'll add 25 to the leading team's score for the 4th quarter. So no 12-minute period. It's just say this was the score going into the 4th quarter. Once someone got to 88, that would be the game.
Got it. I love it. It makes you lock in. You know, like, hey, 88 points, the game is over. So if you're playing from behind, you know that. So every possession matters, every stop matters. You know, you got to take care of that basketball because you know if they get 88, the game is over.
Yeah. I mean, it's looking like the target score is probably going to be around 125 or so the way this one's going.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. Same here. Foster planking the freebie. Alizé Johnson's going to mess around and have a first half double-double maybe. Attaway in and out.
Great pass.
Was a good look. Didn't pay it off. Champagny. Brown finally misses.
He hesitated a little bit on that one. He's probably thinking about that 4 for 4.
Yeah, he is. Just let it fly, Charlie.
Let it go, baby.
Shoot the first one, as they say. As Mac McClung thought he was fouled.
That was a nice look. That ball move, that ball is just popping. You can tell they emphasize that. Let's move that ball. Let's not get good shots. Let's get great shots every time down.
Kuzi. Here's Johnson on a contested 3, no good. Champagny testing Johnson and one.
This is good for Julian Champagny.
These Delaware boys getting that ball up the court.
Yeah.
They finding those seams. They attacking the basket, finishing in traffic. It's probably about the 5th or 6th and one we've seen so far.
This is a good advertisement for Delaware Bluecoats basketball in the regular season. You're going to want to watch this team play.
Yeah, I got to tune in a little bit more. I love the pace. And, you know, you see a lot of people talk about the Warriors and why teams don't play like the Warriors. You got to have the personnel.
Yeah.
You can't just play like a team with no personnel.
Yeah.
So Delaware, they have the personnel to play fast. They have the personnel to shoot threes around the perimeter.
Alizé Johnson fouled on the take. Alizé Johnson, one of those guys who could really fit nicely in a fast-paced system the way he's able to get up and down the floor.
Yeah, and his ability to get the ball to the rim and kind of be that point forward. You know, he shows some ability to make great passes, handle the basketball, get to the paint, create on his own. So he's definitely one of those bigs that's very versatile.
12 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists for Mr. Johnson. Defensive rebound, Hall. Power dribble, Johnson.
That's
give him 14.
Nice finish.
Very, very skilled Alizé Johnson. 6'7", 212 out of Missouri State. Champagny.
2 minutes left.
3 is strong. There's Charlie Brown Jr.
Great hustle.
2 to play. The handle from back. McClung burying the 3.
Too much space. See, when a guy is getting in his bag like that, he's dribbling, that's all rhythm. So if you want to crowd someone, You want to dribble and do all that? No, I'm going to crowd you. I'm going to make you go by me. You're not about to set me up for a three-pointer. But a nice look from Matt.
22 for Delaware, down to 20. Murphy with the left hand.
Nice left hand. Bait him to the middle. And right here, this is when you want to crowd him because all he's doing is getting space and rhythm to pull up in your face. Great look, great shot.
That's kind of the double-edged sword trying to guard Mac McClung because he can blow by you if you get a little too close to him, but you give him that space, he can bury you as well.
Yeah, that's when you tell your big, hey, I'm going to pressure him, I'm going to get into him, and if he gets by me, I need you to step up, take the charge, or block the shot.
Smith trying to swim through two. All the lob for Attaway comes down with it nicely for Kuzi for three.
Great one more. Another smart play. He's seen somebody trailing. He didn't go up for that because that would have easily got blocked. Come down with it, find the shooter in the corner. One of the easiest shots in basketball.
Austin trying to get some momentum going into the halftime locker room.
Nice in and out.
Saban Lee met at the summit by Attaway, though.
That was a great block right there.
Saban Lee yet to score. Averaging almost 24 a game in the G League as Attaway takes it to the 10 for the two. That's 7 straight for Austin.
Yeah, he could have easily settled right there, but used his shot fake, created space, and got to the
brim. 2 for 1 for Delaware.
See another three coming.
Champagny trying to set up Saban Lee. Long two fouled. It's another late shot clock violation foul on the Spurs. Their second this half.
And he's like, finally. He's been going to the rim. He's been trying to get to that free throw line so he can get on the board, but finally found a way. That's what scorers do there. They find a way. Even though they miss a few, they'll find a way to get a bucket.
He was a bucket with the Motor City Cruise last year when he was with the Detroit Pistons. Played in the G League for their team, the Motor City Cruise. Second team all G League. His dad, Amp Lee, was a running back in the NFL for 9 years.
Wow, okay.
Including some time with the San Francisco 49ers. That's the 2-point free throw. Shot clock is up. Attaway short, and that will do it for halftime. Quite the display for the Delaware Bluecoats, up by 17 over the Austin Spurs, on fire.
So like to fit the system, and you know, obviously trying to take guys who we think could actually be supportive of the Sixers. You know, so we get guys on the team like Pat McCall, Charlie Brown, Skylar Mays. You know, a lot of guys who have NBA. You know, who had NBA roles at some point in their career, just trying to figure out things for that and continue to develop these guys and help them in a winning culture.
You mentioned Patrick McCaw, who, when he was coming into the NBA, was known as a really good perimeter defender. Maybe the three wasn't there. Well, he's shooting 39% from three for you guys, and he's 5 for 6 from downtown today. How have you kind of seen him develop in your system?
Well, it's funny. Last year he came in, you know, off of the injury, trying to get his legs back, and this year you can see he's much more explosive, much more confident with himself, and just taking what the defense gives him. You know, he's a veteran player, whether that's in the G League or the NBA. You know, he has, I think, 3 NBA championship rings, so it's something to say for that. Like, he's a winner, and he brings a lot to the table for our team.
Yeah, this team is what Kev told me before the game, the #1 team in the league as far as pace. Talk a little bit about how the game has evolved. You know, there's a lot more threes when we came in. It was more throw it in the post. Yeah. How is that now, being able to see how these guys are up and down, shooting a bunch of threes?
It's fun. It's fun, especially when you're making, you know, majority of them like we did in the first half. But no, Kobe, our head coach, he does a great job of putting guys in situations, in position to be successful. We have an offense where everybody touches the ball and everybody's able to make plays. So it feels good when you see guys excelling in their role and being able to flourish and do things to showcase themselves to eventually, hopefully, become an NBA player.
We're here with the assistant GM of the Delaware Blue coach, Jameer Nelson. Jameer, I want to ask you about a couple other guys. We led the show talking about Saban Lee, who's on a two-way contract with Philadelphia. When you guys gave him the call, he was playing with Raptors 905. What'd you guys see in him that you guys really liked and wanted to put him on that two-way deal?
Well, he's talented. He's a talented guard. He gets in the paint. He causes havoc. He knows how to play his position well. And one thing, like, again, we had injuries with the Sixers, so we needed a little help there. He was up with the big club and, sat on the bench and, practiced with those guys and did some things to help the big club as well. So, and it's also an opportunity for us to really see who he is as a person and a player. He's done a great job for us.
And what is something like this can do for somebody like a Michael Foster, somebody that played with the G League Ignite, still very young? I heard he's getting ready to turn 20 in the next few weeks. But what does this do for a guy like him who's still kind of on the cusp of being right there, but kind of undersized, but still needs to develop a few things?
Well, the one thing that we've done over the last few years for sure has try to put guys into their NBA role. And that's what we're doing with Mike. He's done a great job. He was obviously on a two-way with us early, and because of certain reasons he's off of it, but came back to the team, and he put his trust in us to continue to grow him and help him develop into that NBA role, which is you see out there he's a monster on the boards at times. He's active offensively. He does things that you would like to see a small ball five do. And we're going to just try to continue to grow him in that role.
Where would you like to see him kind of hone his game as you try to continue to develop him in that small ball five role?
Well, just continue to make decisions, because, again, like I said, everybody on our team, they're allowed to make decisions. Obviously wanting to expand his jump shot to get to the three-point line. So that's something he's been working on. He's been working hard at it. And you can see right here pushing the ball down the floor and creating offense for us, offensive rebound, things like that. But, like, his motor has been great, especially since he's come off with a two-way. So, it obviously is not something ideal for a player to be cut and come back from that situation. But he's done a great job, actually, of, imposing his will versus other opponents and doing things to help us on the offensive and defensive end.
Talk a little bit about a guy like Mac, somebody that used to go viral all the time when he was in high school.
Still goes viral.
Still to this day. But how exciting is it to have a guy like that, who can jump out the gym? And he's showing me a lot now with his jumper and his playmaking ability.
Again, putting him in positions to be successful and putting him in the role that he will play in the NBA, coming off the bench, being a spark offensively, making plays, and you can see he's out there guarding well. So, it's interesting because guys obviously can do more, but again, it's about being in your role and helping the team and showcasing yourself in your role.
So Mac McClung's a guy who has a little bit of NBA experience. Another guy you have on an NBA contract right now, Julian Champagnie, on that two-way deal. This is his first year as a professional basketball player. He's had a great year statistically in the G League. What have you taken away from his first month plus 6 weeks in the G League with you guys?
Great shooter. He's more athletic than people think. You can see that, especially in transition. A great kid, wants to learn, very coachable. So, it's obviously a different role than what he played at St. John's, where they played through him a lot. But again, he's here. He's doing great things for us. He's making a name for himself in the G League, and hopefully he continues to do that and continue to play the right way.
And tell me, what's the mindset coming into a season as a front office exec? Is it a number you guys put on it? We want to get 3 or 4 of these guys called up. Like, you guys go in the season with any goals like that?
The goal is to win and develop, like, on the same level. So if you can do that, I think, like we showed last year where we had a ton of guys get called up, a few guys get two ways, a bunch of 10-day contracts, and we won. So that is the goal. I mean, it's hard to teach guys in a losing environment. Obviously we're not a great in terms of a record team right now, but over the last 5 or 6 games, we've shown growth, and that's all you can ask for. You can see guys more comfortable in their role, more comfortable with the style of play, and doing things not just individually, but collectively.
Delaware right now with a 17-point lead, 85-68 over Austin here in the third quarter. Talking with Jameer Nelson, assistant GM of the Delaware Bluecoats. I mean, considering all the success you had at the NBA level, kind of what has been your message to guys who are trying to get to where a Jameer Nelson was in their career?
Just stay with it, man. And I know it's a different process. Everybody, you know, the road is different for everybody, but it's opportunities out here. You can see everybody that's behind us is some type of executive or something in the front office, and they're here to see these guys play and showcase themselves. So this is a great opportunity that, you know, the G League puts on for these guys to be able to get exposure and, you know, show teams up close. And you're putting everybody all in the same building. It makes it a lot easier for us instead of traveling the world.
Right.
Or, you know, you got to see guys live. So this is a great opportunity for you guys to actually see up close who and what they can do.
How important is it to have a guy like Kobe Carl, who's played in this G League, played in the league, you know, has a lot of experience. You know, obviously his dad, one of the better coaches in our league. So how is that, having him as a mentor for these young fellas?
Well, he's well respected by the guys. We lean on him a lot just to control the team and manage.
Back here at the AT&T Winter Showcase, Kevin Danner, Darrell Wright. It was great to have Jameer Nelson, assistant GM of the Delaware Bluecoats, with us. And while we were talking with him, Darrell, Austin's made their way back into this game a little bit.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that in that first half. No lead is safe now with the ability to shoot the three ball, the ability to play at a fast tempo. You're never out of the game. So it's good to see the Austin Spurs respond.
85-74 the score. Skylar Mays off the bounce, no good, and Shondi Brown will keep it in possession of Austin. Now, you have any good battle stories about playing Jameer Nelson and the Orlando Magic from your days in the NBA?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know what? We set the franchise record, the NBA record, year 2010 for most threes made in a game. I made 9. I think Jason Richardson made 8. And I think we made 28 that game. It was something crazy in 2010. So it was always a battle. It's a nice move right there. Little veer and one off the glass. That's a tough shot to make. But yeah, we had a lot of battles. Like I said, we were drafted in the same year. Jameer, one of the best players, one of the best small point guards that ever played the game too. And played on some loaded Orlando Magic teams too.
Helped get them to the NBA Finals in 2009. As that goes off the hands of Patrick McCaw. And it's an 8-point game, 85-77.
The Delaware got to get back to taking care of that ball, guarding the three-point line. They did an amazing job in that first half guarding the three-point line.
Yeah, to your point, Darrell, Austin was just 20% from 3 in the first half.
If you want to win games, you got to guard that three-point line. Yep. You got to take care of that basketball and only allow one shot.
Shondi Brown Jr., he's 0 for 6 from deep now. That's a good-looking shot. He can hit it. McCaw on the take. He tried to kick it out. Looked like he had a lane. Wesley instead the other way.
Nice fast break layup. Defense into offense. That's what it's all about. How can you turn defensive stops to easy baskets on the other end? Nice follow-up.
That's Justin Smith after Wesley got up to 15 points. Justin Smith with 8.
Great pass.
3. Shondi Brown still looking for his first made 3 off the good feed. Saban Lee has that blocked by Shondi Brown. I think Saban Lee wanted to go to the foul line now.
Oh, yeah. But I don't blame him. He's being aggressive. He's going downhill. He's not letting a few misses or a missed call, stop him from going to the basket. So, that's growth in this league. When you can keep going downhill, not being frustrated with the results when it's not going your way sometimes.
Goldwire. Post up Barlow. Spin move with the left. No good, and that'll be a foul on Saban Lee. trying to keep Alize Johnson off the glass.
And now that's when you get frustrated. When you just went down the other end, you wanted a foul, and then the ref catch you.
Yeah.
That could be frustrating, but it's part of the game.
Got to fight through it.
Mm-hmm. And that's what these NBA execs want to see. You want to get to the next level? Who has the best mental toughness? Who's on that next play mentality? That's why the stars are who they are, because they never get rattled. They never let the last play bother them.
I remember watching a guy get 2 technicals here at the showcase a few years ago. I'll keep his name out of my mouth, not to sully his name a little bit, but I was thinking, to your point, Darrell, this is not the place to get yourself tossed from a game.
No, this is not. And, less chatter to the referees, too. You don't want to be one of those guys that he talks to the ref every time down. You got to do it the right way. When it's a timeout, you go hustle over there. Hey, ref, just watch out for this, or what did you see on that? It's all about the approach. And they will respect that, and then they will give you, the benefit of doubt, when you bring that up to their attention.
Do you feel like you had a good relationship with the officials?
I had an amazing relationship. I think I had, in 12 years, I maybe had 4 texts.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and those were frustration texts that I shouldn't have got.
Never got yourself tossed?
Never got tossed. Nice. Never got tossed.
Saban Lee. There's McClung. Looking for Smith. Poked away by Kuzi and controlled by Barlow.
Austin is doing a much better job on the defensive end. First half, Delaware was getting everything they wanted. Now they've made the right adjustments at halftime. Like, hey, man, we're giving up too many easy ones.
My partner in Sanitas, George Schiller, and I will say it's almost bad to be the team to go up 15 points in a G League game first.
For sure.
Because you almost see this every time. You get up big in the first half, and then, here comes the other team.
Yeah, and this is one of the highest levels, so coaches are going to make adjustments. These coaches are great coaches as well. They're going to make the proper adjustments. They're going to tell their team the right things to go out there and be successful. So that's what we saw in the second half. Austin made the adjustments. We're going to make it hard on them. We're going to get stops, and we're going to get out in transition like they are.
So the lead down to 6. McCaw. And Attaway gets called for the foul. Little too handsy there.
Spurs foul number 1, Jalen. Third personal, 15 foul.
And the Blue Coats are in the bonus, so a 2-point free throw here for McCaw. St. Louis kid, 2 years at UNLV, 5 years in the NBA, 199 regular season games for Pat, who misses the free throw. So what does Delaware need to do to right the ship here?
I feel like they just got to slow down, slow the pace of the game down. They shouldn't be in no rush. They have the lead. The Spurs are playing, Austin is playing a little bit more of the team that's behind. So their intensity is up. They're playing hard. They're getting into them. They're making guys uncomfortable.
Travel call. That'll help the Blue Coat effort. As Roddy Peters will check in. First year G Leaguer, 3rd year pro. After time in Montenegro and Portugal. Smith putting his head down. Out of the Austin basketball.
Great move. Great strong move. I love the fake handoff. Getting to the basket. Using his body to get his shot off.
Alize Johnson already a double-double.
Oh, good pass.
What a feed off. Murphy smoked the layup.
Where I'm from, we call that Smokey the Bear.
And Jordan Murphy doing his best to prevent forest fires on that missed layup.
For sure. You got to have that one. I know Alize going to go look at him like, come on, baby. That was a dime.
Yeah.
That was a dime by the big man. You got to finish that one.
Yeah, you got to help Alize's stats out.
Come on, man. Make me look good, baby.
Yeah. Roddy Peters to shoot a 2-point free throw. He's 7 for 10 from the foul line this year. Make him 8 for 11. His first 2 points puts Delaware back up 8. Murphy got knocked off his leg. Yep.
Yeah, back-to-back tough possessions for Murphy.
He's a veteran of the G, his 4th year in the league. Second with Austin, played a couple of years with the Iowa Wolves. McClung. The back attack. Away. Goes inside. Johnson. There's the assist to Murphy.
Right. There's been a lot of interior passing, big to big. Nice pass right there by Johnson to Murphy. And they just look a little bit different in the second half. It looked like they got a little more pep in their step.
That's for sure, but a potential 4-point play for Charlie Brown Jr.
The last thing any coach want to see, fouling the jump shooter, especially a 3-point shooter.
This game right now, and you know, you guys, we're constantly talking about how the opportunities these guys are getting and the players have within the G League and how extremely beneficial it is for them in their futures and in their careers. Well, I just wanted to take a second to highlight a great example of that. Keldon Johnson, who spent a lot of his time here with the Austin Spurs. He's been very vocal as a player, saying how much it's helped his transition into the NBA and have that permanent seat. So I think that's something great to highlight. Back to the game and back to you guys.
Thank you, Sibley. Great point about Keldon Johnson. Really put in his time with the Austin Spurs. Eventually got a gold medal with Team USA. Nice block by Goldwire.
That's well said, and that's facts. That's big facts. You know, getting the opportunity to play, getting the opportunity to learn how to be a professional, and then taking that with you and getting a gold medal. Come on, that was pretty sweet.
It'll be tough for the Americans to get the gold in France in 2024, especially if France gets Joel Embiid to go along with Gobert and Wembanyama.
It might get spooky.
But as a wise man on this broadcast once says, we take a look at the Murphy dunk, and this is powerful on Foster. You get assigned to the G League, you could look at it as a demotion or an opportunity.
Hey, you got to look at it as an opportunity, because if you look at it as a demotion, now you're in your head, now you're thinking negative. You got to think positive.
Turn over to Austin. Here's
great
Kuzi.
pass.
Finding Jordan Hall, a little short. Foster clears the scene. McClung, strong take, hits the deck and finishes with the left.
That is tough. That's quickness. That's knowing angles. And then you finish it with the left. Now that can't happen. You can't score a layup and then the other team comes down and get a backdoor layup. Coach's nightmare.
Yeah. The lead is 11 for Delaware. Roddy Peterson.
Oh, good pass.
And a great baseline cut by Patrick McCaw.
That was a dime right there. A little spin and throw the bounce pass in the spin.
Remember, as we approach the fourth quarter, it's the leading score plus 25, which is the target score. So we're not going to play a 12-minute fourth quarter here at the showcase. These are target score games. We saw it at the NBA All-Star game. If you watch the basketball tournament, you see a version of that. So
tough lay right there.
Yeah.
Nice back cut right there. When the defense is asleep and ball watching, that's the perfect time to make a back cut.
So, Darrell, we talked with Jameer Nelson a little bit about Mac McClung. What do you want to see from him to try to get that next call-up to the NBA?
Well, being a small guard, number one thing, you got to be able to run a team, especially at the point guard position. You got to be able to get your teammates in their spots. You got to be that leader, right? And then also, you got to be able to pick up that ball 94 feet and turn guys and make it hard on you. And then the last thing I would say is just not only defending at a high level, you got to be able to make shots. This is a make and miss league. I know that sounds very cliche. That's nasty. But you got to be able to make open shots. If you want to be able to have longevity in the league, you got to defend at a high level. You got to be able to lead a team, and you got to be able to make open shots.
Charlie Brown Jr. with 20 points and 11 rebounds after that nice layup right here.
This was nice, a little jelly. Excuse me. That's what we used to say on the playground. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Great game overall for Charlie Brown Jr. as Hall hits the baseline inbounds.
Yeah, that's a tough shot right there on the baseline.
He was at one point on a two-way contract with San Antonio. Played from it most recently about 2.5 weeks ago. 5 seconds left. Skylar Mays for three. That will do it for the third. So the target score will be 127. The first to 127 will win this one. Between Delaware and Austin. 127 wins. Each team has 2 timeouts. All challenges come from the officials. And then when you get to within 8 points of the target score, 119, that acts as the last 2-minute kind of trigger where second foul within the final 8 points becomes the shooting foul. And also that's when you shoot normal free throws.
I love it. The game within the game.
Exactly. Wesley missing the three. We'll see how this plays out. We've seen it at the All-Star game, the basketball tournament. G League overtimes this year have been 1st to 7. McClung on the drive, 104.91.
He's doing an amazing job of playing downhill, getting to his left hand and finishing strong with that left.
McClung with 17 to go along with 6 assists.
He's having himself a nice little game. You see him right here probing, getting into that paint, using his body well, and using that left hand, that off hand.
Very efficient as well.
Yeah. I was excited to see Mac first time in person, so now I understand the viral moments.
He had a recent viral moment with a kind of a tornado spin move layup last weekend in a win over Westchester. Alize Johnson, I think that was partially blocked by Champagny.
Yeah, great hands. And Delaware have been doing a great job of getting the bucket after they get a stop, running in transition. But right here you can see they're taking their time, getting into their offense, looking for quality shots.
6 to shoot. McClung into the corner. McCaw stepping back in his bag. Oh, a little strong. That was a nice move, though.
Great move.
Johnny Brown Jr. on the strong take.
That was a nice take. He's been struggling with his three-point shot. That's what you want to see. If you struggle with your shot, how can you impact the game? So getting to the basket, getting to the rim is how.
Be a foul on Austin. It'll go on either Shondy Brown Jr. or Blake Wesley. They're going to give it to Shondy. Just 3 for 14 from the field, 0 for 7 from 3, but we've seen him make some really nice hustle plays defensively.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. How can you impact the game when you're struggling, the game isn't going your way? How can you stay engaged? Do it on the other end.
It's an illegal screen. Wesley wants the basketball. Saban Lee's not giving it to him. I think that should be a delay of game warning. We getting double text here?
Hey, Wesley and the guys like, man, we got to get to 127. Yeah. We need that ball. Let's go.
Give us that rock.
Give us that rock. We got to put some more points on the board.
So, yes, double text on Alize Johnson and Saban Lee. Thought it was more Blake Wesley he was getting into it with.
Yeah.
Apparently Alize also had something to say. Illegal screen on Barlow, who can't believe it.
Yeah. You can't roll and screen at the same time. Yeah. You got to, come to a complete stop, let that guard come off, and then once he passes you, that's when you roll to that basket.
Saban Lee to the rim. Oh, a real rim rocker.
Watch your head. That's all it was. He had to get into it with somebody, get a tech, take that frustration out on that rim.
Alize Johnson traveled.
That was nasty. Coast to coast, split the defense, and I wish you would jump. That was nasty. And Barlow made a business decision right there. Smart man.
He doesn't want to get put on the gram.
Oh, no. You know, that thing could be loaded up in 5 seconds.
Yep. Saban Lee. That was just his second made field goal. 2 of 9, so letting out quite a bit of frustration there.
Yeah. Mac trying to get a good one. He's been doing a good job of getting to the basket.
McCaw, tough shot. Doesn't go. Lands right in the lap of McClung. We'll stay with Delaware.
Great hustle. He seems like every time he gets in the paint, he likes using that left hand. I like that. Keeps the defense guessing. Throwing that ball up with the left hand floater was a little short though.
Champagny to Foster. 13 rebounds for Foster. McClung, no good. It'll be Austin basketball.
I love the activity of Foster, not having the biggest night on the offensive end as far as scoring, but staying active on that glass, being that big grown man in that paint.
And being
right
a grown man again, this time defensively. Keen, the Saban Lee drive and finish.
Nice. So he should have got that tech a little earlier because that's motivated him to come out and get to that basket. He's been looking good the last 2 possessions.
Saban Lee, note to self, get a technical in the first quarter of the next game.
Get that out the way early, young fella.
Again on a two-way with Philadelphia and Delaware. Spent his first 2 years professionally with the Detroit Pistons. He's played in 87 games in the NBA regular season.
Nice floater.
Yep, Justin Smith gets it to go. You called it, Durham.
Yeah, that was a nice little touch around the basket. Not going all the way deep into the basket, knowing the shot blocker is there, mixing it up.
Good setup by Saban Lee, coming to that 2-foot stop as Austin turns it over. Down 17, they're 34 away from a win. They got to keep Delaware from scoring 17 more points.
Yeah, they definitely brought the pressure a little bit more and understanding we got to get the 25 points so we get this game over with.
That's us. That's us.
Delaware ball. Does feel like the intensity's ramped up a bit here with this target score.
Yeah, with a target, you know what you got to do. You know what it's going to take. So you got to get stops, back-to-back stops. You got to get quality shots on the offensive end. You got to take care of the basketball.
McCaw. Strong take. They're going to count it.
Oh, that was nice.
Count the basket for Patrick McCaw.
Patrick McCaw is looking good out here right now.
Timeout called by Austin. Down 19.
From a guy that's been up and down, in the league, you want to see his progression. And the biggest thing I can take away is the 3 for 4 from 3, the 6 assists, 6 rebounds, being active, and only 2 turnovers off the bench.
Also a plus 16. First 23 minutes he's been out there.
Oh, yeah, you can't forget about the plus and minus.
No.
We got to get Chris Mullen on here, man, so he can tell you how much he can't stand it.
It's quite the Warriors post-game live crew you have. Terrell Wright, Chris Mullen, Festus Ezeli.
A lot of great personalities, and, I'm just a laid-back cool one. Festus get fired up. Mully will get fired up here and there. We all know Monte has all the energy in the world.
Monte Hill, great host. Wesley hits the 2-point free throw. So once Delaware gets to 119, free throws will count for a 1 free throw for 1 point. A 2-shot foul, you get 2 free throws, the normal free throw rule. I think this call is going to get overturned. It will. Kobe Carl nearly lost it there.
I've seen that before about Carl on the sideline.
Yeah. Kobe Carl, he played a lot in the then D-League. Mm-hmm. His last professional game, he had a triple-double.
That's the way to go out.
Yeah.
I was horrible my last game.
Not one to remember?
Not the one to remember.
All the rebound. Wesley swimming through 2 defenders.
That's a tough move right there.
Well, Wesley played 20 minutes in his first game back from the MCL injury. He's north of 22 now.
He looks good. He's looking strong. I know those knee injuries are kind of tricky, but he looks like he's playing with a lot of confidence, and he's not worried about it. He's just getting to it.
First foul, number 24, Alize Johnson.
Alize Johnson commits the crime, his second, and so Charlie Brown Jr. to the line.
Charlie Brown Jr. shoots 1 for 2.
One of Jameer Nelson's guys from St. Joe's.
Sir.
A Philly kid through and through.
Well, one thing I know about those Philly kids, they're going to bring that toughness.
Oh, yeah. Shot clock never started. So we'll get that taken care of. Our officials, by the way, Julian Scott, Matt Rafferty, Bobby Bassant. Wesley on the floater gets fouled.
It's nice probe, nice pace to his game with the high pick and roll. Trying to create, trying to get downhill. Took what the defense gave him. Now he's shooting 2.
Blake Wesley shoots 1 for 2.
What have you made of Blake's game so far today?
Quickness. You can tell he's still getting, back in rhythm, but I love his quickness. I love how he plays downhill. He's strong. And he's one of those guys that will finish over the top of you. If you get caught sleeping, he will dunk on you.
Watch your head.
Watch your head. But I love his pace. I love, how he plays the point guard position. For a young player, too.
Wesley all the way to the rim. Wesley powering up a little short. Charlie Brown Jr.
Good pass.
Setting up McCaw. Get it inside. 13 points from a dub. Lee. Brown with 4. The runner, great touch.
Ooh, he had a great night. Doing it from 3 levels. Putting the ball on the floor, understanding that the defense is going to try to run you off the line because you've made 5 or 6 from 3. So great play by Charlie Brown. Great cut.
Baseline cut by Shandi Brown Jr.
And he was having a tough night from the 3-point line, but he's gotten some quality baskets and just being, in the right place at the right time, making great basket cuts.
Spurs back within 17.
Great shot.
Just didn't go there for Charlie Brown Jr. Alize Johnson bullying his way to the bucket. That'll be a blocking foul on Delaware.
Yeah, I respect it. Charlie Brown right here, curling, understanding they're going to run him off 3-point line. And later, the better.
I guess one thing about an untimed quarter is if you're having issues on not sure how much there should be on the shot clock, you really don't have a frame of reference.
You don't.
Well, it works out for Austin.
And they didn't even need all those all that time, so it was all good. It worked.
Barlow in double figures as Austin's gone north of the century mark. Saban Lee on the strong take. It drops in.
He's been having a great 4th quarter since that take.
Yep.
He's been playing well, getting downhill. Guys can't keep him in front of him. Get nice, strong finishes in the paint.
11 points and 6 assists for Saban Lee. Barlow hands it back to Hall. Inside, Barlow with the left hand.
That's a great finish. Super athletic, nice finish.
15 for the OTE kid, overtime elite. Lee has the switch. Trying to set up Brown. Gets to the foul line and in and out on the Jimmy.
Great look, great look. Defense did a much better job with collapsing on Lee's drive. He made the right play. Charlie Brown used his shot fake and created some space. Got a quality shot. Didn't go in, but it was a nice play.
7 to shoot for Shandi Brown. Austin will got to get something quick here. travel. Jordan Hall could have sworn he just had a little jab step.
Yeah, I kind of missed that from my angle. Definitely want to see it again. I know that's a tough one because he saw it go in.
Yeah.
No, he want that one back.
Fedor Bozic, the second-year head coach of the Austin Spurs, having a bit of a conversation with the ref who called the travel. Lee against Barlow again. Stepping back for a triple.
That's tough. He's been struggling all night with his jumper. Got to the basket a few times, got to the free throw line. That's what opens up your game. And a lot of young players don't understand that. You got to start inside. Work your way outside.
Alize Johnson getting the foul.
Nice move. Got him off balance. He was playing the drive. He pulled up. Smart play.
Oh, bow and arrow.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my guy, Wesley Matthews, who started that in Portland when I was there. Throwing them arrows, baby.
Lee 3 has Delaware 6 points away. This is a good thing about the target score. Like, you never run out of time if you're behind. I mean, we've seen plenty of teams make a 20-0 run.
It's crazy. Just give you an opportunity to, control the pace of the game. You don't got to be in a rush. But you and that team on the other side, you're down. You can play fast. You can get stops.
Yep.
You can shoot a bunch of threes. I love it.
Alize Johnson, a double-double machine in the G League, misses both free throws. Since we're inside 8 points of the target score, you go back to the normal free throw rule. And teams do have a reset timeout available, meaning they can advance the basketball without using a normal 30-second timeout. Johnson, nice finish inside.
Yeah, he's been having a great night. Like you mentioned, double-double, 20 and 13, and 5 helpers.
Saving Lee.
He's been taking over his target quarter. He's looking to get a bucket.
Stepping back again. Yes, sir, as it rattles
that
down.
That is tough.
Whew. His third three. He's got 17. A three-pointer away from winning it.
You got to give him a lot of credit. He started off, had a tough outing, and he figured it out.
Champagny takes the easy 2. 1 point away from a W for Delaware. Goldwire contested 3 is short. Patient inside from Alize Johnson.
Great rebound. He's been all over the place in that paint.
22 points, 16 rebounds for Johnson.
Oh, you know he wants this one. He's like, I'm in my bag. They can't guard me right now. What your ones look like? I'm about to go get another bucket.
To win it, Saban Lee fouled, and he'll get 3 free throws. He only needs to make 1.
Wow. Getting into his bag. Nice little step back.
That's his third personal.
Little around the world, then that bow and arrow.
Saban leading the line for the Bluecoats, 3 shots.
So, next free throw that goes in wins. Game over.
Game time.
The final score.
Delaware wins 127-107, and it was Saban Lee down the stretch getting it done.